I shame for them, politician, like old Poppy, they just treat we when time to run for election. All this dog treatment is done. And what make the thing a joke, like the trick does always work. They ill-treat the puppy, beat the puppy, then they come to coke. Doggy look a bone, doggy doggy look a bone, doggy look a bone, doggy doggy look a bone. After election, all the bone gone. So come and touch it. Don't look so shocked. Don't just watch it. Doggy suck. All through the years, we shared in tears. They too busy, they can't see we. Time to depend on we both. So then, just so we and them is friends. Stop it to say howdy do. Shaking hand with me and you. They will hug your granny, kiss your baby, while we dribble too. Doggy look a bone, doggy doggy look a bone, look a bone. Doggy look a bone.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Right. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Good afternoon to those of you locked on. Those of you on, if you're on work, if you're heading home from work, good afternoon to you. Those of you locked on in the maxis and taxis and buses and PH cars, good afternoon to you. Of course, those of you locked on at home, good afternoon to you. And of course, I must say good afternoon to those of you locked on social media and the World Wide Web. On YouTube via IWER TV, good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to those of you locked on Facebook via the Street 919 FM. Good afternoon to my folks up there in Tobago, to my folks all up the islands, those in Guyana, those in Grenada, those in the Caribbean islands, yes. Of course, those of you locked on in the United States of America, those of you locked on in Europe, those of you locked on in the UK, all over, no matter where you be, welcome to the Future of Talk, the #1 afternoon talk show in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm your host, Heavy Duty, and my co-host, TC, will be late this afternoon. Yep. So, today's Friday the 15th of November, and I must say, I was here a little early, listening to my comrade, my comrade, last show Daily Voice, and listening to the contributions and callers of that show is very heart-wrenching to hear people calling in to defend lies. Imagine people calling in to defend lies by regurgitating lies. It's sad. It's very sad. It's sad that you are calling a radio station, wasting your good money on your phone to regurgitate lies that will lie to you. You were lied to, and then you regurgitating the lies that you were lied to about. Oh, those. Because everybody knows, the whole world, well, not everybody, those who with common sense and those who have brain knows the real reason why the refinery was closed down, the real reason why they didn't want to get petrol in the refinery. All the reasons are out there. Imagine I had the deputy, is the deputy boy, or the vice president, and the chief and the general secretary of the OWTU right here on my show for 2 hours, talking and explaining exactly what was happening, what went on, what was going on, what had happened, what they intended to do, and everything concerning that refinery. But these dotish, dumb, gullible people rather listen to politicians' lies and believe in it. Imagine Gregory Aboud or Gary Aboud do a video with the Freedom of Information Act and showed that the refinery wasn't losing no money. I played a clip from CNC3 News that showing the projection and the money that the refinery was making in the upwards of 20 billion TT dollars. And that was the year before they closed it down. But you choose to hold on to the lies of your prime minister and your finance minister and your energy minister and all the rest of them inside of that bandwagon. They choose to hold on to those lies and calling a radio station to regurgitate the same vomit lies that was sold to you. And you're trying to sound intelligent, like you know what go on inside of there, like you was working in there, like you was part of the board, when all you are doing is regurgitating the lies. The only thing I'm sorry for that Dale don't answer earlier. He just leave a little talk, a little crap. And then say, next caller. Waste time. Here it is today. The same refinery that was closed 6 years ago, the government now planning to reopen it back because of the lack of forex. And they fully understand that they need a refinery to bring in forex because they have no other alternative to bring in forex. None whatsoever. No way we getting forex in this country. We're losing forex by the 250 or $20 million a month, $250 million a year in US we lost in. 20 million US a month we lost in. And that's just for fuel alone. That's just for fuel alone. To put gas in we can't diesel. And whatever else. Right? 250 million US a year we lost in because somebody decided they want to close down the refinery that was making money to save the friendship or save the friend. You understand? But all the calling radio station to talk about all kind of GBDB crap, a set up propaganda that all they get chained up with. Imagine man calling and still talking about the refinery was losing money and we had also buy oil and refine it. We've been buying oil since Kamala them time. Oil production was low since 2010, between 2010 since before that. We've been buying oil and refining it. The man from OWTU, part of the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, the vice president was right here, sit down with me. He and the general secretary. And they told me that although we were producing oil, our numbers was not high enough for the volume of refining work they could have done. So they purchased more oil to refine. Duh. And the company was still making a profit. I heard a Dunce calling here to talk about, you know, when you had to buy oil and bring in oil to refine, that just cost you money. So that's why they had to close it down. Crap! India have one of the largest oil refineries in the world. And them don't drill for oil. They buy oil and carry it and refine it and sell back the products. And sell back the gas and they make a profit. So it had nothing to do with oil production. The refinery had nothing to do with oil production. We already importing oil here, refining it and selling back the byproduct. And making money. So why you think the government go down and reopen back the refinery? Where they go and get oil from? If the oil low, where they go and get it from to refine? They go and buy it. So they're calling and talking and set a nonsense on the radio. I just want to know sometimes people will be thinking, but no, oil don't do no research. Oil don't do no research. Or they go and look up and learn. Or they just want to listen to politicians talk the crap. And because they love them, or they believe in whatever they say, and they're calling radio station. And don't forget it, I'm forgetting the talk show hosts and them when they come out with the propaganda too. And they're talking all the crap, or they listen to them, and they come and regurgitating what them say. And they go play a video, and then form the whole narrative and opinion around the video. And yes, once it's something like it's for PNM, we're making the government look good. Yes, I said there. Yeah, they facts. They facts. Grown hardback, hard stones men and women calling radio station to talk stupidness when the day come. Are they for serious? I'm so glad I don't call my show. I'm glad I don't call the show. You understand? Because I would have spent too much time trying to correct all you. Too much time. Too much time. Oh, Lord. Hey, I got a headache just now. Eh? And Chris, I listen to you just now, eh? All I want to find out from you, send a voice, so they don't have to call. Are you voting 2025 election? That's all I want to know. If you're voting, right? That's all I want to know. Just send a voice saying yes. You don't have to give me a long explanation. Just say yes or no. You're voting or you're not voting, because like you don't know where you want to be. You don't know what you want to do. Wherever you like you, I don't know. I hear you talking just so they like you and don't know where for. Anyway, I didn't come here today to talk about that. I just brushed through that. I come here today to talk about what the finance minister said. So the finance minister is basically saying one of the main reasons why, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have the article. I read the article earlier today, but to go and find the article now, it will take too long. Basically, he said one of the main reasons for the lack of forex in the country is because credit card purchases with US has gone up 50%. More than it usually was. So he is now basically blaming our population who are using their credit cards to purchase things online. Right? So he's basically saying it's your fault that we have no forex, because all they're using all their credit card to purchase things online with US on the credit card. So that making the and that gone up by 50%. So that making the credit card, the forex now shortage on the forex because of that. Now, I know that what he now say there, he could only fool PNM sycophants who gullible with that nonsense. He ain't fooling right-thinking people in Trinidad and Tobago with that. He not do fooling right-thinking people with that. The problem with that statement, for me, and this is where I'm going to give my opinion, right? The problem with that statement for me, and this is my opinion, is that if we have the figures from the banks showing that there was a raise in credit card purchases, rightfully so, because small to medium-sized enterprises, business, cannot get forex from the bank to go and make purchases in US. So instead, they will use their TT dollars on their bank account as collateral, take a credit card where they can purchase stuff online with their credit card, because with credit card they can purchase in US and they buy it and ship it here to support their business. That makes plenty sense. If there's a shortage, people are looking for means and ways to pay in US without having to go and buy US on the black market. So of course it's going to have a hike in it. Of course, obviously. Another thing that could cause that also, during COVID-19 when everybody was locked down and they couldn't go out to purchase anything, a lot of people were using their credit cards to buy stuff online and shipping it to the country, things that they couldn't get. Imagine you could have get anything online. Facebook Marketplace was getting things, you was buying things with your credit card like willy-nilly, because here what? You're getting food and all come and deliver to your house because of the COVID. You can't go away. Man selling shoes, clothes, parts for your car, everything. And you're paying with your credit card. Obviously, because of that, you could have gone and get your stuff online. Give me 1 second.
Say how you do, shaking hand with me and you. They will hug your granny, kiss your baby, while we dribble too. Doggy look a bone, doggy look a bone, doggy look a bone, doggy look a bone. After election, all the bone done, so come and touch it. Don't look so shocked, don't just watch it. Doggy song.
Sorry about that. Let me apologize. Yeah. So obviously, people were using their credit cards more. Now, I trying to understand if that is the real reason why we have a shortage of Forex. And I don't believe that at all. You can't sell me that loop. Because when the normal man, the normal average person who working at 95 jobs get a credit card from the bank, they are very skeptical on how they spend. Most people, I'm not saying all, most people are very skeptical how they spend on the credit card. The reason for that is because credit card have fees. Listen to me. And what they spend, you have to pay back. And you have to pay back not all, but you can pay on a monthly pay fee. And the more you spend, the more interest you incur on your card. So you have to weigh your options on what you're buying and how much you're spending at the point in time. You understand? With regards to people doing business, they were more relaxed with the credit card, because obviously they're looking when they buy products or they buy merchandise to sell over, they will add on their expenditure, including interest on whatever they are selling to the consumer, so that they now will incur those charges. Those charges will already be paid for by the consumer when they put the price up on the item wherever they're selling. So business more kind of could be more flexible with a credit card. But the average person who working and paying back a credit card, right? They are very skeptical to how they're spending. They're not going to go and buy no sort of thing and go online shopping like they're going crazy. I know some women just do that coming around Christmas time. You understand? They want curtain, they want this, they want things for the house. They'll go online and buy it on Amazon. Right? But that is in the minority. What I am saying to you is that 50% that he's saying, the claimant has said more spending cannot put we in this Forex crisis that we are in right now in this country. Now I want you to think about this. Nobody knows how much money the new car industry is getting in U.S. to bring in cars. And just 3 months ago, Brian Manning stood up on a platform in a press conference and said, on the same Forex issue, that the new car market is worth eating up the Forex in this country. And just 3 months after, the finance minister is coming to say, is you spending too much money on your credit card. Now let me ask you something. Let me pick sense from nonsense here. If we average Trinidadians who have credit card, if the government decide, well, here what? Or they spend too much money on credit card, right? We want to implement a tax on the credit card so they can't spend all that money on the credit card. Well, banks are cutting credit card by half already, right? But let me just say, then when we want certain things that we can get cheap online and we can no longer use the credit card because of the Forex situation, who we have to go and buy it from? Think about it. You want new pair of sneakers, you see it on Amazon for $23.99 US, and you're paying $5 to ship it, $5 US to ship it, right? Now they say no credit card, they can't buy that sneakers. Where you gonna buy it? Who had that sneakers in Trinidad for to buy? Who have parts for your vehicle? When you're looking for parts for your vehicle and seeing it online cheap, you get an alternator, you get a radiator, you get a suspension parts cheap online, your cradle, your ends, your bushings, your engine mounts and thing, you get it cheap online. You understand? When they ship down, you get everything brand new in plastic. But when they go by the dealership, you spending 60 to 80 US for a cradle. But when they go by the dealership, it's 4,000 and 5,000. 4,000 and 5,000 you're going to pay. So what they want to do, they want to stop you from getting your things cheap online so that you can go and buy from the financiers. Yep. All we can't get online, go and buy from them. When they see you come for that credit card, you know what you have to do? You have to face the music. But for some reason, they're getting the US to bring it in, you know. They're getting the US to bring in all the clothes, the shoes, the parts, the this, the that, everything that they had to sell, they're getting US. But they don't want you to buy it and get it cheaper. You must go and buy it from them so they can get more rich. So you see that we come in with them, but that because of the people who purchasing online, they don't put online tax on me already. They come in to talk about we is the problem for the Forex. No, it's not us. It's the mismanagement, misappropriation, and incompetence of your government, you not managing the affairs of this country the correct way, that causing this to happen right now to us. Right? But guess what? Blame the people. It's the people to be blamed. Yes, we fault. We go down shop online. We wrong for using credit card. We using credit card because we trying to get things cheaper. Huh? The lines are up on 342-008-146-65391. That's 342-008-146-65391. Let's see what people have to say. Just remember, we have 2 hours today. You can call me on WhatsApp. You can send your voice notes. Right? Let's go and see who's on the phone line right now. Caller. Caller.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my friend.
Good afternoon.
do you know that a UNC counselor is...
Neighbor, not today. You ain't going to show me off. I'm not talking about that today, and I don't need you to come to show off my program today. Okay? Are they calling me to talk what I'm talking about? Or don't call it at all? I don't want to know that mono UNC counselor. Don't come to try to show off my program. I'm talking about Forex and credit card. Not me today, Miss Saruka. Caller.
Good afternoon, Brother Heavy.
Good afternoon.
Have a blessed and wonderful weekend after I finish talk to you. Brother Heavy, here what's going on, right? So, you see, thank God it's not the UNC, take the US, right? It's the people now. But here what's going on. When Rowley and India came into government and they get the lavish amount of money, just 2 budgets ago, you see the light at the end of the tunnel and looking upwards. You see, reserve is over 11 months covered. Eh? The Heritage and Civilization Fund is the best since they come into office. And they had produced a best U.S. economy. All on a sudden, you see, when I just want to ask you something now, Mr. Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Any energy company working in this country, right, registered to work here and extract minerals of energy, this gas, oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they sell it and they pay the tax, what they pay it in? Not in the U.S.
Supposed to.
And if they had to get, right, and if they had to get TT dollar, is it not that had to go to the central bank to buy TT dollar?
Yes, of course.
Right. So which part else in the world will we get TT dollars to buy? Do we trade like how the United States currency say they trade with the US dollar, the euro? Eh? So you see, what I'm getting at is that Mr. India, who giving me respect, is a liar, a blatant liar, because he talking about telling the people now, he gonna tell the energy companies and them that they will pay the money in US. So what
that means? What that means? They wasn't paying the taxes in US all the time. So you trying to tell me that we were taking TT all the time from them big energy companies?
But where they getting the TT from, Heavy? They pay the TT.
Exactly.
Where they getting it?
Exactly. You see how this he could only fool them shopping people and them, you know. If you have international company come to our country to do business, right? And you have to pay taxes, we have to pay whatever business you have to pay. You have to pay in US. You can't come here with no TT to pay in TT. And even if you have to get TT, we're not getting TT, we're going to go to Central Bank to get TT. And if you go to Central Bank to get TT, you have to get them US in exchange for TT.
Oh, so you understand it? So
I understand
you
it.
see how... So I just wanted to understand that they see those callers and them who is run with everything. The leader is telling them about lies, and that's why he suffered them for 9 years. Because here what's going on. You can tell me a company get $300 million deal to buy a company outside in America to pay in US. And that would affect weak cash flow.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. So how that company get 300 million US to buy something outside of this country and they're from this country? Where they get that money from?
Then I want Chris and them fellas to answer that. And I want Aruka to answer that. And you see the next one from Barataria, I want them to answer that.
The public purchase it
because here what's going on. Right? Because here what's going on. As a US trading company, I sell ethanol, methanol, and everything on the world market.
Yeah.
Traded in the US, but I had to pay my bills in TT. Why would I get the TT? So here what's going on. Tell them, as Miss the lady they say, let them hold them. Have a nice evening, brother. I'll have more to say on it.
All right,
But
you
let me
and
hear
see
the
you, bro.
others.
Thank you. I see again some voices here. Let's see.
Sing for your supper, brother. Sing for your supper. Next year, please God, you're going to be a contractor. United National Congress. Yeah, a song, Ignorant. This is the ignorant station. Nonsense. Fall to.
Good day, we Bitcoin here. This whole Forex business is a scam, you know. Let me tell you what. The finance minister saying that he is collect royalties from his oil company. Half of it, right? In US and half of it in TT. But he said the other half that he collected in TT that is what is selling to the used car industry allegedly, yeah? Right? So them is the one that getting the US money from the same oil conglomerates. Right?
Bitcoin.
They collecting the money from them. That is why the government getting half of the royalties in Trinidad money. That is where they getting the money from. So that is what's going on here. And they have the US and they could buy and bring in whatever car they want. And furthermore, we must talk about this Nikon deal. 175 million US dollars gone from Republic Bank to buy that deadbeat company. It pack up, it fold up, and it gone through. And we ain't getting back that 175 million US. We ain't getting that back at all.
Okay.
And those are two of the instances I could talk about that what happening in this country. And furthermore, we don't have Petrotrin. So we don't have no money coming in from Petrotrin.
Correct.
And we have to spend 20 million US dollars a month from our pocket to bring in fuel in this company. This country.
All they understand the level of crap we in.
Have a good day, heavy.
All they understand the level of crap we in. I don't have time to answer people talking them shopping about for do one thing. Bitcoin, they make a very good contribution there. The question I had to ask, who will cut a deal to get half your royalties in US and half in TT from an international oil company? Who will cut that deal? Who will cut that stupid deal? Who will sit down around a round table and cut that deal? Had to be a PNM. Had to be.
Loving house, you see. You ever say now, Miss Virginia had it right yesterday, you know. This is a prime minister with no kind of integrity, he ain't no shame, you know. No leadership quality to and I doesn't like when I hear people saying these people don't have a plan, you know. That is wrong, you know. I did not start saying, boy, them people have a plan and they're executing it well and properly. Guide the plan. Nobody in objecting to nothing. Don't care what minister in it. Since this Petrotrin, he identified some problem in Petrotrin since he was in opposition. When he come in power, anybody can tell me if he ever try once and make one attempt to try and save one of the major asset, the money making machine, he ever tried to save it, $500 billion gone. Anybody, I must have missed it. But to me, he never tried one day to save everything. After over 100 years in existence, he come with the outer place self. He have a refinery to sell. I don't know how this happened. Really and truly, I don't know how this happened. How come you have a refinery to sell? You don't know your place, Dr. Rowley? You never even try to save it. All you trying to do is get out of your hand. You don't know shame. You don't know shame. Dr. Ike Williams do all the best and buy over that from whoever that control it and he privatize it, you know, that is the nation, you know, that you come with your outer place self by here, Dr. Ike Williams must see rolling in the grave by. You could not go in them people estate, you could not go nowhere wrong. These shell people thing, but you come in with who is you by? What you do with Miss Nicole Oliveri, boy, who you that 20 head of that ministry when they now come in power by? I only want to see people glad or getting a chance to take revenge on this man. This man is an evil person. I tell all you, your end will be so horrible, Dr. Rowley. I know you alone know plenty of your followers too. Love in your house, state and balance.
Good afternoon, caller.
Heavy, do you know the difference between a debit card and a credit card, sir?
Jesus, Lord have mercy.
No, I'm asking her, do you know? Because you're saying that a vast majority of persons in this country use their credit card, and I want to say to you, what you're really wanting to say is that people are using debit cards.
I was not speaking about people using their debit cards in this country. I was speaking about people using their credit cards to purchase online banking. Purchase online, sorry. Right? There's a big difference. I'm not confused. I don't know if you were hearing wrong or whatever the case may be. I am specifically speaking this evening about credit card. And you never hear debit card come out my mouth.
Well, you see, what I'm saying, you're using the word credit card, but the reference you're making is really to debit card.
What reference did I make that is privy to debit card?
There is no foreign currency attachment to no other card but your credit card, and if you pay it on time, you incur no interest. You don't automatically pay interest on your credit card unless you pay it off unless you didn't pay it on time. That is where the huge interest rate is attached.
Aruka.
But
Aruka. Sikapin. I am not going into the semantics of credit card. Hold on. I am not going into the semantics of credit card and interest payment and all of that. I'm not talking about debit card. I'm talking credit card specifically. I ain't gonna let you throw me off. I'm talking specifically about credit card, right? You have a limit on a credit card, right? And if you pay towards your credit card and you don't pay it up to the limit that you have on it, right? But you're paying some every month, you will pay an interest, you will incur an interest. Okay?
Do you have a credit card, sir?
I have 3. I have to go, Mr. Ruka. I have to go right now. We have to go and take our B-Mobile Christmas thing, right? So you can call back. So we're going straight to the B-Mobile.
This is your Jingle Bell Jam on The Street 919 FM. Sponsored in part by B-Mobile. Life is on.
It's Nyla. There's no Christmas like my Christmas. A B-Mobile Christmas. That's my Christmas. There's nothing like the first days of fasting. Juicy ham, homemade bread and fresh orange. Changing all the curtains from room to room. Wrapping gifts while we singing foreign tunes. Nothing like winning big with B-Mobile. 1 million in prizes that will make you smile. There's no Christmas like my Christmas. A B-Mobile Christmas. That's my Christmas.
Win over 1 million in prizes this season with B-Mobile.
B-Mobile.
Life is on
The Street 919 FM. Sponsored in part by B-Mobile. Life is on.
It's Nyla. There's no Christmas like my Christmas. A B-Mobile Christmas. That's my Christmas. There's nothing like the first days of fasting. Juicy ham, homemade bread and fresh orange. Changing all the curtains from room to room. Wrapping gifts while we singing foreign tunes. Nothing like winning big with B-Mobile. 1 million in prizes that will make you smile. There's no Christmas like my Christmas. A B-Mobile Christmas. That's my Christmas.
Win over 1 million in prizes this season with B-Mobile.
B-Mobile.
Life is on.
All right, so we are back. I would like to thank B-Mobile for that sponsored segment. Right, I'm just going to play some voices because I only have about 2 minutes before the break. Let me see.
Hey, Heavy. Good day. I know if you hear anything about this lady, Miss Kizel Jackson, how she giving away 500,000 in Christmas grant. I know if all you touch on that, I know if all you know anything about that, but it's only for party members, they say. I know if you did hear about that or anything. She getting tapped, she better mind she end up like Jillian John up in the arcade.
I have no information concerning Kizelle Jackson and her party and what she giving away. Sorry to say, I don't know. So.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon, dear listeners. Mr. UNC and Proud. I always have to call my name, boy. The program barely start good. You call it my name. I tell you, I am not the problem that all you have. Because if the entire country was filled with fools, there would have been 3 categories. PNM fools, UNC fools, and people who want to be a fool for Trinidad. I am sure that I would be in the category of the fool for Trinidad. So all you could leave my name out, all your contribution, please. Wait, I mean, come on. I ain't called on the program for the day yet. Wait, is there something, I say something wrong on the program? Come on, let me check myself now, man. All of us is big people. It makes no sense, right? We want to defend politicians when it is convenient for us. So if they're in this party where I like, yeah, we go defend them. I'll come up with all excuse. And the next party, I'll crucify them. That is what a lot of people doing in this country on both sides of the fence. And when you say that, there is always somebody to run out to say, you're talking rubbish, you're talking this. Two of them is not the same. But time and time again, they have proven that they will continue to make decisions that is best for them and not best for the country.
Okay, so we'll go for a break. When we come back, we'll be taking your calls.
And so do we.
Right, keep it up.
Let's go pay some bills. On the Street 919 FM.
Christmas is coming, and we're heading back to T&T for that famous Royal Castle chicken. We just love the Royal Castle family meal with those 12 pieces of tasty chicken, the 6 yummy sides, and that refreshing 2-liter soft drink. It's just perfect for a nice Christmas lime. So if you're hustling and bustling like me, or if you just want some great tasting food, pick up the Royal Castle family meal. Happy holidays from Royal Castle. Ho, 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 ho.
You feel you're smart?
Mommy, what you mean?
You feel I get Ampere's free smart Wi-Fi extender just for you to stay upstairs and play games?
Games? Mommy, I'm using it for homework too.
Good, because the neighbor daughter now get all she passes.
But Mommy, why are you so fast?
Fast like Ampere Smart 300. Look, you better do your homework before you really see who fast.
Sign up today for Amplia Smart 300 for $300 and you'll receive a free smart Wi-Fi extender. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-HOME now. Amplia, do more, live more.
The Street 919 FM mobile app is now live. Keep in the loop with all your favorite programs. Be in the know first and carry us wherever you go. Listen and watch us live at the click of your fingertips. Download our mobile app now. Go in your favorite app store, whether it be Android or Apple, and type in The Street 919 FM.
Oh God, call the Lord. Call on Him. Pour on us, God. As we pray,
You
are invited to join Pastor Morris Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour all-night prayer every Friday evening, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this ministry deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated and can be sent through the First Citizens Bank, account 795222, in the name of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly. For more information, please call 753-1113. May God richly bless you.
The light of your glory.
Young people of our nation, ignite your wellness journey with Nature's Touch Youth Health Caravan with Princess Omega and Associates. Prevent ill health today and reap the benefit of good health tomorrow. Join us every second and fourth Saturday of each month at 9:25 a.m. to 9:55 a.m., where we bring to you innovative health solutions. Invest in yourself today by ensuring that you're enjoying optimum health. We are located at number 3, 7th Avenue North via the Eastern Main Road, Barataria. For further information, please call or WhatsApp us at 868-310-8671 or 364-4464. Remember, at Nature's Touch, your health is our priority.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
I was
Yeah. Going. Yes, you are back. We are back. Right? And we have taken your calls and your voice notes in this hour because this is our second and final hour. Remember, it's only 2 hours on a Friday. So, right?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to TC.
Good afternoon, Heavy. Good afternoon to Trinidad and Tobago. Fatherly duties had me wrapped up this afternoon. Really wrapped up. So I do apologize for my tardiness. But you know the kids come first. Alright? So Heavy, I would just fall into the conversation as well, and you know, we have a voice note here. Let's start with this, and we could take the phone calls as well, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me take this phone call here first. Hi, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, TC and Heavy.
Good afternoon, sir.
I just want to make my quick contribution on the Forex issue. I want to start by saying that this government, when they cannot solve the problems of the country, they always refer to their default position, which is to blame the people. Right? That's their default position, and when they cannot solve the problems in this country, it's to blame the people. Right? Now, the finance minister talked about a 50% increase in spending on the use of credit cards. There was also a 50% increase, according to the article, in the demand for credit cards. And all that there's a basic explanation for that, you know, right? What he didn't give, however, is the value, right? He didn't give the value for that increase in spending on the use of credit cards. Because if he did give a value, it would have been very small compared to the use of Forex by other persons and other institutions, right? He didn't give that value. But there is a reason for the demand in the increase of credit cards also. Remember, they want to turn their society into a cashless society, right? And people are looking at fixing up their business in advance. In addition to that, if you check out what is happening around the world and in Trinidad, most businesses and other places require the use of some credit cards. For example, travel agencies, right? Travel agencies require the use of credit cards. Okay, so people are really moving with the times, right? Remember when the former UNC governor, general of the central bank, remember when they were talking about Forex? He listed all the institutions that were actually making use of Forex, right? Including the automobile industry, manufacturing, retailers. Basically, it was the 1% businesses, that were using the Forex. And finally, as you mentioned earlier, yes, they did took a 10% online purchase tax on goods and services. But that didn't stop the people, because at the end of the day, you still get things cheaper abroad, compared to buying things here. I just look at some of these local businesses. An item will cost $600 in Trinidad, and you could get everything included importation for sometimes $100 alone in OTT.
Yeah.
Right? They're making a killing here, these businesses, by selling exorbitant prices. Right? I'm waiting to see what he's planning on doing. But this is another indication. If these people don't get real, that is the citizens of Trinidad, if they don't get real and try to get this government out of office, they're going to pay a heavy price. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you, man.
Kunji, welcome.
Well, good afternoon to you, TC.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon to you, Heavy. If I tell you the program before I call in 2 hours and me again through at all, I say like they block me, or they just wasn't seeing my number. But anyway, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. Heavy, you're right. You see this Christmas time over here? Let me tell you something. If you have a home, 5 elders in a home, and 5 of them have credit card, it have a limit right now, up to $3,000 on a credit card. So 5 of them in a home, that's 15,000 US. And many people buying online because the price in Trinidad over here, it's expensive. They're saving hundreds of dollars when the buy online, what business is that of the Ministry of Finance and the government? All you have to provide US in the country and stop saying the people that buying online too much. That is not your business. Because all the big business days and then this Christmas time watching over here, the shelf full up still. Because all they're selling double the price. But instead of we have a government who seek the taxpayers' interest, who put them over there, them want we to pay double the price so that the financiers could make money.
Correct.
That's theater also.
Never.
What is the responsibility of the government to make it easy for us? And how do you think they're saying that people buying online too much? Because they're macking the citizen money. They're watching how much money you have and how you spend it. That is not your business, Colin Burke. That is the people private business. You're supposed to provide US. You're supposed to create opportunity. You're supposed to do trades in US. That is the responsibility. We pay you to do that. You tax us for you to do the right thing for us. But you want to make it hard for us. I have some of you out there complaining when we speaking out on it. Why you want the government to make it hard for you? And we must be content with that. All them big boy places, all the finances of them getting US, then don't have no problem. But all the citizens who pay in tax and have a small business, them can't get the forex and only have a problem with that. Why them big business, Marcy and all of them, don't share the forex with the small business people and them? So instead of the PNMC about the citizens of this country, seek our interests, you're not seeking our interests. You're seeking the business people's interests. Most of them is not Trinidadians. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you, Kunji.
Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
Mr. PC and your co-host.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, after 10 years, I really don't take that gentleman seriously. I switch off. They had to get a minister of finance. Right? Trinidad has to get a minister of finance. This I mean, this thing, it have you a bit, it upsets you. It stresses you out. I can't remember you have a minister of finance in this country with that kind of, management style, management approach, poor management, incompetence, and that kind of thing. I can't see it. I mean, you live in a country, you don't know what to believe, who to believe. You can't run a country on that. And one person talk about you blaming this one and blaming that one and blaming this one. People who blame other people and everything you blame people who are incompetent. When you can't get something going, boy, yes, you're working for you and it, boy, somebody man do this and that. That's how you operate because you're incompetent. And I mean, this thing is sitting. I really switch off from that gentleman. I really am Trinidadians really have belly. They really have belly. Which part of the Caribbean you hear people talk, and the fact remains, the economy has been mismanaged, poorly managed. That's a fact. Which part of the Caribbean you hear people have problems? Barbados, you don't have no problem for foreign exchange. Jamaica, you don't have that. Grenada, you don't have that. Because if the economy is properly managed, or in fact, they're making an effort to manage it well. Not in Trinidad here. You have somebody I believe is not suited for that position. That's a fact. It's there in your eyes. And what you expect is when you go down in that hole, that deep hole, that dark hole, and you can't get out of it, and everything turns over, because let me tell you something, people must remember 1986, when they went, and that led to 1990. Because when you go down there and you end up in that dark hole, and the economy, you fall into a slump. And you can't get out of that. People start to get frustrated, and you have social unrest and social instability. It's devastating behind most. One thing I want to say, just give me 1 second, I want to talk about.
Go right ahead.
With respect to this dragon gas. And I was looking today, and I saw this fellow, Marcos, that he's picked to be Secretary of State. And he's a hard stance on Maduro and Venezuela, because he's a Cuban. And what is likely to happen, it is almost as daylight, right? That they're going to reinstitute or reimpose that sanction on Maduro. He is a hardliner, conservative. He's a Cuban, from Cuban heritage, second generation or third generation Cuban, and he takes a very hard stance on Maduro. We're talking about where they had recently they had election, and they said the election was unfair. It was not. What happened is that they stole the election. Right? So I'm saying that this country here, in for a long, hard step down the road. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm saying that the person you put in there as Secretary of State, Marcos, he is going to, he's no friend with Cuba. That is where his parents came from, and he is no friend of Maduro. He wants Maduro to go. And therefore, the fact remains is that they're going to pile on pressure on Maduro, and because really, what we can see in the end is the reinstitution or reinstatement of the sanctions on Venezuela, and therefore that can have implications for that dragon, and I don't know whether humanity would survive. But the fact remains is that we're in for very rough times in this country here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Caller, good afternoon, welcome.
What is your energy? What is it?
Yeah, we cool, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right?
Yeah, we are here.
I have a different take where that whole Venezuelan issue is concerned, but I think we as a people calling on these radio programs, and we fail to realize that our complaint as a people has now become obsolete. We shouldn't no longer have the person complaining. We're supposed to be taking action. The people fail to realize that all the fellas ain't going to be around all the days of our life, God forbid we could get up and hear TC gone away, or he disappear, or something happened to heavy. We have to understand that our time for diplomacy with this government has gone out the window 3-4 years ago. So when are we going to take action as a people? When are we going to hit the streets? When are we going to decide to shut down the country? When that going to be, boy? Or they're not looking and realizing that radio stations soon and very soon, that some of these radio stations are going to shut down, So all who trying to save their work might find themselves out of our work. But in the meantime, these forum and platforms that we have, we complain, we comply, we complain, we cry, we complain, we cry every single day about the same thing, but we're not taking no action. I don't know about all you know, but I just reached to the breaking point where I feel like I just stop.
Caller?
Hello?
Well, I think you could call back to one man, right? You can call back. Hi, good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, Heavy and TC.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I hope someone call back because I want to say something. Nothing is going to change. We could talk on the radio, we could recycle and regurgitate the same old thing. Nothing is going to change, listeners. And I will tell you why. You see, since independence, we've progressively had people who are supposed to be public servants but they have no idea of the definition of public servant or public service. Public service comes from colonial days when we were honoring the kings and they were loyal servants to the kings. But we people and many developing poor countries don't know how to be loyal to the public. So when you're serving your own, which is if you are a public and you're serving the public, you are, in this country especially, you become greedy. And I say that because nothing is going to change. I'll give you a good example. I was in St. Helena Junction 20 minutes ago. And when I went to St. Helena Junction, 2 motorcycles pull up by the junction, and you could hear sirens blaring. And I was frightened. I thought somebody got killed, robbed, or an accident. But they were making way for a big, massive music truck that was so loud that everything was vibrating and I had to cover my ears because deafness is irreversible. When those little follicles in your ear, they die, it's never going to come back. And these police vehicles were driving in front of this massive, loud, EMA violation truck noise pollution, and behind it was 2 Porsches with Indian stuff all over it. And I'm an Indian too, but they were going to a bachelor party or a Friday night, whatever wedding it is. And I said to myself, and everybody in the village stopped. Everybody had to stop. And I said to myself, look at this. The police themselves are participants in corruption. You know? And I said to myself, is anything going to change? No. You know when things go change? When you give people guns. And now we have a gun and we're walking on the street now. And you know what? We could arm ourselves and we could protect our property. And then we go to Port of Spain and we go and we tell Parliament, who pay all it to come here? What kind of public servants are you? And you go to the ministries now and you tell all the lazy workers, who are you working for? You working for us, or you working for country, or you working for party? You know, there's a confusion here because if we're not loyal to the country and we don't enforce laws, we are nobody. We are nothing. And all these promises that they bring to us with gift wrap, with hampers and laces and all these things, these are just to distract us, to make us feel like we're getting something when we are trapped. We have so many children graduating, so many young men, so many older men in their 50s looking for jobs and they're bagging groceries. This is an oil and gas country. An oil and gas country that have, and we speak English. Nothing is going to change. And you see, Trump is not going to interfere much because we are a strategic location country that the United States needs. So we are a prostitute to the United States. And hopefully Trump could come in and maybe do some changes here and South America and make us open the eye a little bit. Not woke. We just want to see the reality. Because nothing is going to change. I'm telling you right now. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much.
Caller, good afternoon.
Yes, it's not like I get sabotage, boy.
Go ahead.
But I just want to call back quickly to say, you know when we go change? We go change when darkness hit we. When internet, when we have no lights, and when we have no social media, that's when we go change. We go change when we had to go in the gas pump, when we had to go by the gas station and it had no gas and we had to be pelting bottle behind one another because who first and who last and who what. That's when we go change. We go change when we start eating ourselves. We don't know it coming down slowly but surely, you know. If we don't put ourselves out the way heavy and tasty and try and affect change. In order for things to change, you must make an effort to make the effect in order for things to change. If we don't do that, we're in trouble, you know, boy. I just fed up and listening to talk shows, boy. Sometimes I don't even bother to call in because it's the same BS every day. You're calling in and complaining every day. It have a portion others call them latrine worm. Them head in the toilet, so them is only to defend and to deflect. We can't study them. We cannot afford to have 21 people that seen down in a latrine painted in red to make me life unhappy. It's 21 of them alone. Jesus Christ, boy.
Alright, tall man, thanks. Caller, good evening, welcome.
Good night. Yeah, I called to tell all you boys doing a very good work.
Thank you so much,
Right?
mommy.
But what I want to tell all you is, don't worry with nobody. If you lost hopes, you lost all. Granny telling all of that.
Yes.
And we is not going to lose hope. We is going to have hope that when the UNC win the election, it will have change.
Great.
So we have to go through something good. Don't lose hope at all. Thank God for the good job on doing.
Thank you, mommy. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you, mommy. We need your blessings. Hi, good evening, welcome.
Good afternoon, Easy and Heavy. Heavy listening?
Good evening.
Yeah. Heavy, I want to ask Heavy a question. Heavy?
Yes, brother.
Yeah, right. Yeah, listen, I want to know something. Right, because I was be hearing Mr. West be calling all this talking. He politics are right in Trinidad, but when you're outside, but now you far gone. This, who created the bricks? You know the bricks?
The bricks?
You know the bricks?
Yeah, I know about the bricks.
Right. Right. Who created that? You know who created that?
I think China and Russia came together and said
No. America created the bricks. And you know why they created the bricks? Because they want to sanction and block country like what they do in Venezuela, what they do in Cuba, what they do in other country. You know, they have
I know understand where you're coming from.
So, right. So they bully these people themselves. They sanction Russia, they sanction everybody in the world. Right? So the people say we have to take an alternative, we have to get alternative. The alternative, we have to form our own organization to do business and transactions. And unfortunately, like what's his name? Mr. West and lots of people who are against Maduro and so on. I support Maduro, right? I play in his claim, right? Because I know what he's doing. Right? And the thing about it is what they call the thing right now, Venezuela is trying to get into the BRICS, but Brazil stopped them in these days. But he and Lula, Maduro and Lula kind of make back up and so on. So next year we should be in the BRICS, right? But all the plans, everything is there. Venezuela is dealing with the in these days, they the own currency is dealing with Russia. You understand? So they don't really need America for anything. It's America just want to bully to go with what they say. You have to do this. If you do that, you're sanctioned and you block you. What's the reason for doing that? They had an election in a country called Georgia, right? Where the opposition win. The people who is pro-Russia, supporting Russia, America, the bullies say no. They had to call back a fresh election. Right? Countries where the right wing losing and the left coming in, they saying they had to call free next election because they're fair and they always find some problem because why? They want to put in puppets in countries so they can manipulate. And that's what they're trying to do in Venezuela and lots of countries. And these people are standing up against American imperialism. Right? So that is what is taking place. And they're creating all these problems in the world by wanting to bully countries into going into what they want. And if you do that, everything mash up. That's how they are, right? I'm not against America, you know, but I don't like the policies on the world, right? Georgia had the election, bang, they said they had to cancel the election and bring a new election. Imagine America, you quite on the side, but you saying about an election wasn't free and fair because your party, what you was going back in, lost, just like in Venezuela too, with Maria Corina, right? Marco Rubio, something wrong with he, you understand? But we go deal with he when that time reach. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Good day, Heavy and TC. TC boy, like you really need to take up your lady and now offer to help you out, boy. You really need that. Let me talk about what's going on with this finance minister here and this credit card. It seems to me that he's trying to pigeonhole the people of this country into buying from these local conglomerates and whatever stuff they're selling, be it appliances or clothing or accessories, right? That's why when they first come in, he put an online tax. And now he's talking about the people down here spending too much money. And that is their right. You understand? That is their right to spend money to buy whatever they want. But you want them to do that. You want them to buy from these companies for them to make a mint on them. Right? And they've been doing that since all they come in. But go wait to see how it play out. Because it seems to me that, like the caller say, it's only blame they can blame we. That is why they implement the property tax on the poor and not the rich, right? They ain't get them nothing to pay. And all of them running business and all that kind of thing, they making millions. And the poor have to pay for their doings. Have a good day.
Oh, we back on the screen. Thank you, caller.
Caller, good evening, welcome.
Yo, PC.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, afternoon, man. Full respect as usual. Keep it real here, such and
Full respect, man. We cool, man.
Alright, nice. Happy to hear. It's a Friday today, so we're going into the hot weekend. Wishing everybody a safe, peaceful. Well, you know, I didn't get to listen much, but this might be a little off topic. I want to ask the brothers a question because, you know, I'm listening a long time and I'm paying attention. And I remember the other day when you was asking at the start for persons to really listen to what you all saying and understand. I'm asking every question, both of you, TC, and more so duty. I want to hear your answer. I'm going straight and say, keep it real with my duty. If I'm Trinidadian, I'm 33 years old. I had enough time to see how things was nice and how things, quote unquote, evolve. If I was to say, you know what, boy, this Trinidad thing, somebody else asked me, what grade I would give Trinidad as a country, as a society. If I say a F minus, and I would tell somebody, boy, you had to show me a place I work, but don't come to Trinidad at all. What you would think about that statement?
Well, I would think about the statement that you made.
Yeah. Based on all the topics we just discussed, keeping it real, crime, we're trying to find solutions, but the length of time that it's used going on, just the society, how the culture degrading. Somebody was to say that, what would be your thoughts on that Trinidad? Because let me give an example. For me, I would say, boy, I can totally understand where you're coming from. You know?
Yeah, you can't really vex with nobody for being real.
Yeah,
you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, but it heartbreaking, but
it heartbreaking. It might hurt you to say that, but at the end of the day, you're being real.
I'm being real. It's heartbreaking, but because there's no reason why we can't be a genuinely thriving, flourishing, like happy and thing. Let me think about one positive thing, and I wanted to tell you this, right? In a more poetic sense, and I'm wrapping up real quick.
Yeah.
You know, when the Fitzwilliams, right? They just like a metaphor, but think about it. Because I remember, look how long she's doing. I remember I was in primary school and I see her driving by when she now went and they were celebrating and things. When you see her smile, and they just, anybody, it could be anybody. When you see Wendy Fitzwilliams, if you go on YouTube and you see how she smiles as a person, she represents in Trinidad and Tobago. What a smile says to you. That smile says she's proud of where she comes from. She's happy of where she comes from. And you, not even in no type of beautiful sense, like watching her as a woman, a man, woman, child, anybody, you see that smile, you want to know a little bit more about that person and that culture. And that's the kind of vibe, genuine vibe I wish Trinidad could come back to. So, I don't know, it hurts him. But to wrap it up, not to dilute what everything I just say, no. But to wrap it up, fellas, keep up the good work all you're doing for real. And I hope to hear a little bit more the next week.
Yeah, all right, brother. No problem, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep it real, keeping it real.
Heavy, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. You know, people just be saying that this government don't know what they're doing for the last 9 years. Heavy, I beg to disagree. This government just go in a basement and sit down around table and plan all what they were planning to do to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And they see that forex program, that forex shortage, that is nothing. We don't have a forex shortage in this country. That is a myth. That is a myth heavy. They're holding back the forex so that you can stifle the small man. And by stifling the small man, they go to the financiers to buy the thing. That's how it was long time heavy. That's how it was long time. When before Pandey opened the foreign news dealer, where you have to go to buy a brand new car. You understand what I'm saying, heavy? This PNM government is an evil, wicked, heartless government. This is what they're doing to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And these PNM duns like Rooster and Mammy and all of them, they're so blind, they're so dumb. And on top of that, they're duns with it too. They don't know if they're coming or they're going. Because PNM, Balize Jews had them dotish. PNM is a wicked party, a wicked evil party. And they don't love Trinidad and Tobago. They only love themselves. Heavy fire burn PNM, boy. Burn them. Because burn them come 2025. Thank you.
Good evening, TC and Heavy. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. And good evening to everybody who's on the line. TC and Heavy, listener, you realize that Trinidad and Tobago is starting to resemble Venezuela more and more. All you notice the cuts in Tiante, lights going on just so bloop bloop. Yeah? Look what really going on in this country. Like this place going mad and it's starting to resemble Venezuela a lot. And there was something else on my mind I wanted to speak about, but anyway, I can't remember it right now. What here what's going on? Trinidad and Tobago, if all of the stocks of what's happening here right now, we're in real trouble. And if we don't do something about it, trust me, something will do us. God bless, I go on.
Heavy TC, good day here now. If you get to understand right now, it's only a handful of them old die-hard PNM supporters that keep on supporting PNM, you know. Plenty of the youths right now not on this PNM thing, you know, and seeing what is going on, you know, and take what I tell all you, PNM not going to win an next election come 2025. Heavy TC, the other thing too, is when UNC win 2025 election and bring changes, build back up the economy, you know, the sad part is to see PNM come back in power in 2030 to screw it up again. That is the sad part, and that is what is always happening. PNM is run down the economy, another government is coming and build it back up, get it back going, and then PNM is come back again and screw it back and send it right down to the ground.
You're so right, caller.
Right,
you are so right, I'm telling you. You're so right. Caller, good evening, welcome.
Yeah, I'm TC and Heavy. I just want to make a little bit of correction, right? NATO is the North Atlantic Trade Organization that was founded by America. The BRICS organization was being founded by Russia, Brazil, India, China, and I think you could add Africa as well. That's the BRICS organization. You have something called the Warsaw Pact that was being cancelled by Russia when Gorbachev and Reagan make an agreement that they were supposed to abandon the North Atlantic Trade Organization, which is NATO, which continuously erode on the European. That is where the bacchanal started between Russia and Ukraine, right? So we don't want to get our whole thing. That is misinformation when you talk about America creating BRICS. America didn't create BRICS. It was a North Atlantic organization that America created, was NATO, a connection between the Europeans and the Western powers. Heavy and TC, if you have, well, yeah, Mr.
Torman.
Yeah, right.
I fully understand. Listen to me. I fully understand where the gentleman was coming from when he said America created BRICS. Right? BRICS was really created to move away from the American dollar, right? Because Americans putting sanctions on people who using the dollar. So the Chinese and Russians decided here what that we move away from that and use your own currency. You understand? Which you was partially right. So you are right in what you said, but I understand where the gentleman was coming from when he said America created BRICS.
They force another nation.
They force other nations to use to come up with a new currency.
Because you know what? All they don't feel all the currency is the world currency.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand? So that's what he was speaking about when he came. When he came
with that, right?
Or the dynamics.
Yes.
Correct.
He was talking about the dynamics, the mechanics that was put into place. Right, I understand that now. It was my mistake, I understand that. What I'm saying this, right, is that if you have, coming back at home here, if you have an oil company and you shut down the heart of the oil company, which is the refinery, or you sell it, what you just do to the company? What you just do to the company?
Well,
you have destroyed the company. You have destroyed the company because the main resource in the country, the company itself, was to do refining, was to refine the products that you're getting out of the ground. We're refining the resource.
Torman?
When you sell that refinery or you shut down that refinery, you just destroy the heart of the company. So to the earthworms and them, to the latrine worms and them that trying to defend the foolishness this government did and talking about the government didn't shut down Petrotrin, they just restructured it and they just do this and they have destroyed the heart of the company and the country, which is the refinery.
All right,
so I don't know
Tom,
what all the debate is all about.
All right, thank you very much.
Heavy and TC, I want to say thank you for all the lectures you all have given us over this past week. I want to thank you guys, and I trust that our citizens have been ever more educated on truth and on the facts of what really going on in Trinidad and Tobago and the history of this wicked, evil PNM party which started by Eric Williams, the so-called father of the nation. So Heavy and TC, all have a good weekend. God bless all you. God bless Trinidad and Tobago. Blessings.
Thank you so much. Caller, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. This is Heavy and TC.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Heavy.
What?
Heavy and TC.
What's up?
You could tell me where is Dr. Rowley and all this thing going on. Is he going away?
Apparently.
Dr. Rowley doesn't business on what is going on, darling. We have to understand our Prime Minister, right? He does, to him, everything that is going on right now is frivolous. He have the country business at hand. I don't know what is the country business, right? I don't know what he deems as serious business, but all that is going on, if you ask him about it, all he will tell you is that we only complaining and and only complaining, and he has serious business to say about. So I don't know where he will start to see the crime rate as serious business. He will start to see the economy as serious business. There is nothing serious going on to him.
Yeah.
All right? All he's seeing is a set of people that is only complaining for nothing. That's how he's seeing it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how the supporters
and that's how the supporters see it as well.
Yeah.
They see it as people only complaining for nothing. Where's the big deal? Killing didn't start yesterday.
You know, all the excuses.
The economy is crashed because of Kamala.
Yeah.
You understand?
All the excuses.
All the excuses. And nobody will sit and speak about the great things that the PNM did for the last 9 years, that the accomplishments of the PNM for the last 9 years, because we are going into a general election, and I would thought that is how you will win our next election.
Yeah.
Not on finding a panty in your toilet, or Kamala used to vomit, or she, you know, all the frivolous things that really don't even matter to us anymore.
Correct.
Thing that doesn't even matter, because the way our food going up, nobody cares, right? If you find our underwear, nobody cares. If Kamala used to drink and vomit, nobody cares, right? because the murder rate is way out of hand, everything is out of hand.
Yep.
But if you ask any PNM person, even Mr. Aruka, as yesterday, who started corruption or where did corruption start, he wouldn't know. He have amnesia to that. You understand? Hi, good evening, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. TC and Mr. Evie. Pity Boog here.
Yeah, Pity Boog.
Mr. Evie?
Yes, brother.
Mr. Evie, I wasn't able to hear the situation when the program began, but I believe you were speaking on the headline. The 50%.
Yeah.
Right? So I just come across the article and I read it. And that whole headline came from a conversation that the minister said he had with two private bankers, that credit card issued raised by 50%, so therefore credit card usage increased by 50%. That was the whole sum of that whole article.
Yeah. So that was a by the way conversation and I ended up as a headline? As a headline, yeah. Yeah, in the papers. And then the minister said that he had to go and do his own research. The final, this is factual, basically. So the Minister of Finance don't know he's the Minister of Finance? You're telling me? You don't know that? You can't make up the same. He's speaking as if he's speaking as if he's in the opposition. Exactly. Or he's some businessman somewhere and he don't know how the government run. And by the way, years ago, the minister put an online tax because they say we're using up Forex to buy things on Amazon. Yeah, yeah. So he should have the data on how much tax is collected via credit usage. Exactly. Every 6 months he puts that out on this. Yeah. So therefore he rather somewhere tell he credit card using up all the Forex allegedly. What he really doing?
There's a game for them, caller.
That article makes no sense, and I end up in the headline. You telling me? No facts to back it. And people eat up that today and talk about that on the radio? You serious?
I'm not eat up that again.
Nah, man. Pity Boog. Them do what them read. Yeah, right there, boy. I'll give you a call after the show to talk to you about something. Yeah? No problem, you go talk. I'll take it easy. Be safe.
Yeah, a bit more than everybody.
Wendy Fitzwilliams lived most of her life in America and came back to Trinidad to...
Hi, caller. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Hey, good evening, Heavy. Good day, TC.
Yeah, man.
I just want to make one point across quicker. People in the U.S. voted Trump and they voted Obama twice because they voted on issues, you know, and they voted because when Obama was in power, the low-income families, the poor families, even the poor white people voted for Obama because they benefited more under Obama, you know. And that's the same thing with reason to vote Trump. All the allegations that were against Trump and saying Trump did this and Trump did that. People vote Trump because they want betterment, you know. They vote based on issues, high food prices, high gas prices, you know. And that is what Trinidadians need to do. They need to vote on issues. Unless they don't start voting on issues, nothing will change. But take what I'm telling you, as I say, boys, especially just now, a lot of young people not taking the advice of the older diehard PNM people who only one way, people want change done and they're going to vote for the PNM government, boy. If you watch out, there's only one little handful of old crowd from old diehards that's fighting up with PNM, PNM.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. I heavy.
Yeah,
better take it easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a set of old fogies. They're just fighting up to keep the PNM party alive. You understand? They're trying their best To keep the PNM party alive. You understand?
Ever voice note there?
No voice notes.
What's one thing they're sending there for we?
Images.
Two more economists support flotation. Look, inflation. I don't want to hear that.
You don't just play things just like that. Let me take this call. Hi, good evening, welcome.
PNM forever. Stop fooling all this stupid stuff.
All right, darling. Okay, Oli. All right, Oli.
Oh, God.
I sure you're not under 30 or you're not under 40. You over 40. You done must be up over 50 and all going. You understand? Until you're now hitting your half century.
Okay.
Then you're not gonna make a
Yeah, what she bought, huh? PNM
forever, yeah. PNM forever, you know. That is what she's saying.
Yeah. She don't have children?
No.
She don't have grandchildren?
No.
Hey.
Once PNM win heavy, she have children or grandchildren.
But she don't care?
Don't care if she children
suffer
if they are victim of crime.
Yes, you don't care the dead.
Children are part of bullying. You know, if they die, she don't care heavy once PNM win.
That's all?
Yeah.
PNM forever?
Yes. Hi, good evening, good afternoon, welcome.
Hey, every TC here, and I have also call you back for this one too, boy. I see a clip this morning from a host on this morning program on this show. I can't believe that them trying to compare a general report from St. and Kamala days that they went and pull back to compare to the one from calling them now, you know, with accountability, you know.
What?
These people are really sick in the head, you know.
What do they do?
They pull audit a general report from Kamala time from 2015 or 2016 from 2011 or something, so 2014 somewhere.
Yeah.
And compare it to the auditor general and say, look, this amount of million was missing, and I never accounted that much missing when it was not accounted for. Them trying all to justify this crap, you know.
You serious?
But telling you, I see that this evening, Mary.
My Lord, Father.
I can't believe them trying to defend this stupidness, boy. I don't know what they're going to take again heavy and TC that this government hasn't done already out in the open for people to see and to do. The people that to change their mind and change their mind, boy. If you watch your PNM operating right now, they're moving around okay, you know, they're doing everything out in the open, like they don't want to
They're moving okay right now.
Yeah, like they don't want to win election, and people like that can't see that, boy. They can't come to terms with it. They like they don't want to go back in power. And the other thing too, I don't know what to say. You know, I wanted to ask, oh God, this fellow who is called Aruka. Whenever Aruka call again, just pose one question to Aruka. Say, Aruka, what caused the 1990 coup and Robinson?
Oh gosh, you wouldn't want Aruka to answer that. You will be baffled.
I would love him to say, right?
Are you wicked? Are you wicked? He's going to say, what do you mean what caused that? N.A.R. Robinson's what caused that?
Yeah, well, N.A.R. get the blame, right? Because when N.A.R. came into office, right? Remember, N.A.R. came and meet at their economy, you know, and they had was to make harsh decisions to bring back the economy, you know. N.A.R. get blamed for PNM mess, you know.
We know that, but he's not going to say that.
Yeah, he's not going to say that.
We know all of that, but he's not going to say that. He's not going to say that.
Yes, and that's what they don't want to admit. Every time PNM in office, there was a tendency of bringing down the economy, dragging it right down. So if you watch up all the major U.S. income generators we had, it's PNM closer down, you know. They never try to build it up or elevate it in no way, you know. And every time they come into power, they bring down the economy, another party come into power and build it back up, and then they vote back PNM again. And that's the problem Trinidadians have too.
Exactly.
You know, TC, you know, let me keep all them back here. Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah, man. We're closing up with the phone. Good afternoon, welcome.
Good afternoon, TC. Good afternoon, TC. Good afternoon, everyone. For us, have a blessed weekend.
Yeah, man.
PNM forever. But Tonus long like a bell around the corner.
Hi, brother. Yeah. Hi, good evening. Welcome.
Hello, good to TC and Heavy.
Yes, man.
Yeah, TC and Heavy, I will tell all how good the PNM is.
Short and
when
sweet,
the PNM win election, when PNM win election in 2015, they come and they win back in 2020, I believe so. On all the allegations and something about the EDC and whatever all the allegations talk and things. And still them come and win by the election. But here what going on. I want to tell you how great the PNM is, because the young people changing to go to other things, but that's not something. They are changing to go to nothing because the young people still living on a modern para house. And anytime PNM lost election, all them young people who had to find to the street. By far is this. Because now they don't know how to hold living on the road. Them same old dinosaur PNM.
All right, caller, we have to cut you short because we have just about a minute to go. All right? And we have to take that minute to wrap up the week that we had. All right?
All right. So people, until next week, we'll be back here, same time, same place, right here. I want to thank each and every one of you for locking on and listening. All right? Until next week, right?
Until
be
next
safe,
week,
be
yeah,
safe.
man.
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much for the support and the numbers. You know, on Facebook and on YouTube, our numbers are pretty great. So we want to say thank you so much. Continue to spread the word. We know with you are the ones that are spreading the word. Yeah, you are the ones that are spreading the word to make sure that the program is at an all-time high. Chris, what we look today? How we look? 5 something? Right, well, that ain't bad for 2 hours. Normally we'd have been the 6, 7s, right? But today we were 5 something, which is pretty good. Keep it safe, we go on.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the street 919 FM.
There's a hole in the bucket.